Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to discover a place no one back home even believed existed? Today, I'm not Nova the Stickman anymore. Today, I'm about to become a Viking explorer 500 years before Columbus ever set sail. Let's find out what that really felt like. The moment I step into this reality, everything changes. My clothes, my world, even the language in my head. I can feel the cold sea air already. I am no longer just Nova. I am now a young Norse sailor, standing on the edge of the known world. This is Greenland, around the year 1000. My people, the Norse, are already master sailors and explorers. But there's a rumor spreading through the village. A sailor once saw land far to the west. Land nobody has ever set foot on. And I intend to find it. My name, in this life, is Leif Erikson. And today, I'm joining a crew that believes there's an entire world waiting beyond the horizon. What we find out there is about to change everything, for me and for history itself. Before we can sail into the unknown, I have to learn to survive at sea, rowing for hours, reading the stars, reading the waves. It's exhausting, but every muscle I build feels like it's preparing me for something enormous. The crew starts to trust me. I learn to read the wind, the color of the clouds, even the flight patterns of birds. All of it tells us we're getting close to something. My heart is racing. This isn't just a job anymore. It's a calling. At night, the older sailors tell stories of a sailor named Bjarni, blown off course years ago, who spotted land far to the west but never went ashore. Nobody believed him fully until now. We're going to finish what he started. Days turn into weeks. Just endless ocean in every direction. Some of the crew start to whisper doubts. But something in me refuses to turn back. I didn't come this far to fail. Then the storm hits. Waves taller than our ship. I've never been more afraid in my life. This is the moment where explorers either turn back or become legends. We survive. Barely. But surviving that storm together makes the crew stronger. We're closer now than ever before. I can feel it in the air itself. Then I see it. A thin green line on the horizon that isn't clouds, isn't imagination. Land. Real, solid land that no one from my world has ever mapped. My hands are shaking. My foot touches ground that has never felt a boot like mine before. This is the moment history doesn't yet know is happening. I just became one of the first Europeans to ever stand on this land. We find wild grapes growing everywhere. So we named this place Vinland, the land of wine. It feels abundant, rich, untouched. For a moment, it feels like we found paradise. We build a small settlement, wooden longhouses, just like back home. For the first time, it hits me. We're not just visiting this land. We might be starting something that changes it forever. Then we see them, the people who already live here, the indigenous nations of this land. This is their home, not an empty world waiting to be claimed. My excitement turns into something more complicated. Some meetings start peacefully trading tools, sharing food, exchanging quiet nods across a language neither of us understands. For a moment, I let myself believe this could go well for everyone. We start mapping the coastline, just rough sketches, but it's the beginning of something enormous. Somewhere, centuries from now, historians will wonder why nobody in Europe ever heard about this. That's the twist nobody expects yet. I start keeping a record, carved runes on wood. Since we don't have paper here, if this settlement survives, this record could be the earliest proof Europeans ever reached this continent. If it doesn't, it might vanish with us. The settlement grows. More huts, more stored food, more confidence. For a while, it really feels like we built a second home on the edge of the world a home history has completely forgotten about. For a short time, trade continues. Furs for tools, food for cloth. It makes me wonder, what if this had continued peacefully? What would the map of the world look like today? But trust is fragile. A misunderstanding over land, over resources, maybe even a single stolen item turns friendly encounters into something tense. I can feel the mood in the settlement start to shift. We start building defenses. Not because we want to fight, but because fear has entered our little world. This is a part of the story history books rarely explain fully, how quickly discovery can turn into conflict. The first real clash happens. Someone gets hurt. It's a small skirmish, but it changes everything. Suddenly this paradise feels fragile, and I start to understand why so few Norse voyages here ever lasted long. That night, the crew has a difficult conversation. Do we stay and fight for this land? Or do we accept that maybe this world was never meant to be ours to take? I don't yet know which choice we'll make. Then sickness spreads through the settlement. Without immunity to illnesses from home, and exhausted from the tension with our neighbors, our numbers start shrinking. This is a danger no sword could protect us from. Supplies from home are running low, and resupply ships are months away, if they come at all. Being a pioneer sounds exciting in stories, but out here, it just means constant uncertainty. I argue that we should try one more time to make peace with the people who already call this land home. Not everyone agrees. Some just want to sail back to Greenland and forget this ever happened. In the end, the majority decides to leave. It isn't defeat exactly, it's survival. As I watch the ship being packed, I realize something huge. This is probably why history barely remembers us. This place could have been the start of a whole new chapter in world history centuries before anyone else arrived. Instead, it's about to become a forgotten footnote, buried under grass and time. As the shoreline shrink behind us, I can't stop thinking about what could have been. A whole different timeline, erased before it even had the chance to be written down properly. At least the record survives carved proof, hidden in wood, that we were here first. Somewhere, centuries later, someone might finally uncover the truth about who really discovered this land. And just like that, I'm back to being Nova again, but something about that journey stays with me. I didn't just imagine a discovery. I imagined the entire weight of what discovery actually costs. Real Viking explorers really did reach North America around the year 1000, nearly 500 years before Columbus. But their settlement didn't last, and for centuries, almost nobody outside a few old sagas even believed it happened. So here's what I keep wondering. If that first Viking settlement had survived and thrived, how differently would world history have unfolded? Would you have stayed and fought for that land, or sailed home to safety? Tell me what you would have done.